Welcome to another episode of our project analysis series.
I'm Gina.
I'm Eric.
I'm Mervin, and together we are
Jam.
Alright, today we'll be discussing the first new launch of 2026. I think everyone is very excited, right? Where is this new launch? Project is called Narra Residences in the District 23.
The thing about District 23 right now, what is the perceived problem that we see in the market? I believe on the ground, a lot of people have units over there, especially in the dairy farm area. So that is where Narra Residences is. They say, wow, the unit very hard to sell, especially over there.
I do hear some of such
Hearsay
feedback.
lah.
Hearsay lah.
But
Correct.
we will dive deeper into it later so that we sort of analyze it a little bit. Is it a truth out there, or will it continue to be like that?
And why is it happening? I think that's the most important thing for viewers out there like yourself to actually really understand before actually selecting a unit over there, and whether is it considerable.
And it may not be just over there, but it's something that we learn that we will share with you. You learn along the way, and each time you are looking to purchase, it's something that you have in your toolbox of analysis, and then you figure it out. But of course, if you can't figure it out yourself, you can always
connect with us. Right? You can chat with your agents, you can chat with any one of us, and we will be there to help you with your questions.
On to the project itself. The thing about Narra Residences, as we mentioned earlier, this is in the dairy farm area, and of course, later on after this, we will actually be sharing a little bit more about the locations. Exactly where is Narra Residences? So as you can see, this is where Narra Residences is, and it is around Bukit Panjang. This is actually a very interesting plot of land because it's a very peaceful and quiet area
I like that.
for nature lovers.
I love it.
I like the name dairy farm already.
You can get your dairies
Yeah, as
easily,
a
is it?
farm.
Yes.
Well, I think one of the reasons I like that area, it's because it's near the nature, right? The reservoir, the forest, it's green lah. It's a rare part of Singapore.
Yeah. So of course, when Gina spoke about the forest itself, it is spanning about 2,000 acres of forest area on the right side of Narra Residences, as you can see. Now, the problem with this area is actually the demand and the supply. So in the past few years, like we mentioned earlier in the video, there are a lot of units out there that are not able to move. But why is that? So this is something that we really want to understand.
Let's look at this. On the left, it's a very popular bear, a very branded, very limited edition. Now, think about this, looking at these two pictures. Would you rather go for a mad rush to buy that branded limited edition bear with a high potential to sell high later? So you buy in high, possibly you have to buy, you can sell high later. Or another option that you have, it's a bear that is not so trending in today's words, not so popular, still bespoke, very well done, that is selling at a very reasonable price now, and with the potential to sell at a higher price. So one popular one, branded, limited edition, you buy high, potential to sell high. One, still bespoke, but reasonable price, not as many people grabbing it as you can see in the pictures. So which would you rather? Which would you go in for?
I would actually choose this though, because it feels like I can see the demand. But
Actually, there are quite a few scenarios in our life.
More certainty, right?
Yeah, more certainty, right? We're like, okay, if this is so popular, then
Why
maybe
not?
in the future when I sell this bear itself,
it's still going to be popular.
I don't have to
right?
worry that no one wants it.
Alright.
Alright?
But I a bit lengmen lah. I don't like things that everybody like.
So you will choose the bear that is more bespoke.
Yes, in a sense, but of course I am aware that the gains. I am uncertain at this point in time.
Right.
Yeah, and then I'll be wondering, sure or not, can gain or not? How do I study it? How do I understand more about a potential gain from it? Yeah.
Okay.
But if you have the knowledge that this bear, maybe say in 6-7 years time, is going to be a very rare edition.
Oh, then that changes things actually.
Yeah, maybe because you say that, okay, the factory maybe, no longer make this bear in the future already. Then yours suddenly become limited edition. With this knowledge, will you still stick to the first one, left or the right?
I might choose the right because it's more affordable, right? At this point of time,
Right.
like
Yeah.
at this point of time,
At
it's
this
more
point in time.
affordable, and you kind of see the potential that it might be. But how do we really tell whether or not this will happen? Of course,
Correct. So we need to deep dive with knowledge, whether left or right side. With knowledge, you can make a better decision.
Yes, so in here we're using bears, but what we're talking about actually is property.
Wow, one bear can talk very long. Now moving on, we're talking about what are the projects, what are the units in this area. Narra Residence is going to yield about 540 units, not about, it's 540 units. And nearby our neighbours, we have Dairy Farm Residences, 460 units, and the Botany, 386 units, both of which are Botany and Dairy Farm has already TOP already. In fact, the Botany just happened quite recently. Total, all in all, we are looking at, including the other plots of land, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're looking at 3,886 estimated units.
Right, so if we look at the plots available, immediately what brings me back to its Lentor. If you remember, Lentor
yes.
looks similar, right?
Correct.
Like 6, 7 plots together. Same, yet different. With Lentor, they sprouted up like mushrooms.
oh, very quickly.
One after another. After a
Like,
rain, the mushrooms sprouted up.
Within like 3 years, 4 years, right?
I think even shorter actually.
Yeah,
I think almost
about 3
finished already
years.
at the land.
about 3 years.
Yes. So with Lentor,
Yeah.
they sprouted like mushrooms. Here, it's like aged wine, slowly. So
Why,
the thing with Dairy Farm, it's the government is releasing the plots one at a time. So like Mervyn mentioned earlier, we have Dairy Farm Residences. It TOP'd about 2023.
23.
Yeah.
And then Botany has TOP'd, which is about 3 years, 2 to 3 years. And next we're seeing Narra. So Narra selling today, TOP expected
2029.
legal is 2030 but usually 2029. So we are seeing about a 3 years gap between each development.
Oh yes.
So the release of each plot and the availability of the units coming into the market, it's stretched over a period of time. So it's slightly different. So the game is a bit different in Dairy Farm versus in Lentor.
Why is that so different from Lentor though? Why Lentor launched so many plot of land in the past 3 years, yet in Dairy Farm area we are seeing a gap of 2 to 3 years in between projects.
One development in 3 years.
Yeah. So I think that is something that when we speak of an area, I think we really have to understand the demand. And I believe the demand in this area at this point of time, it is not very, very strong. So this is something that we have to acknowledge. Okay. So the next question will be, in our previous video, if you have watched our Zion Grand video, we spoke about oversupply being an opportunity for you. But now the question is, for this dairy farm area, is oversupply an opportunity? The question is, where is the demand?
That brings us to looking at a case study to find out how we can pre-analyze where the demand comes from. Because demand is hard. Like when you put a product out, you don't really know if there's a demand for it. Sometimes it's a risk in that sense. But in real estate, in property, in Singapore, we have data to back our demand.
Now we are bringing up this case study of Punggol. The main thing that we really want to understand is because prices in the property market is definitely talking about the demand as well as the supply. If the supply is high, yet the demand is not that high, what will happen to the price?
Little people buy.
A little people buy a lot of things.
So in that sense, it's a little bit of oversupply, so the prices don't tend to really go up in that scenario. Now, let's look at this case study. I want you to really understand what are you looking at. So this time round, the blue line that you are seeing on the top, it's actually new condo sale. Basically, projects that condos that you are actually buying from the developer. So we can look at this as the supply in the market. Now, the red color line that you see at the bottom, okay, this actually means it is the demand itself. It's actually from the MOP HDB. Because usually when a new project launches, the bulk of the buyers are actually from HDB upgraders. Now, we look at the blue bar and as well as the red bar. This is where we know about the demand as well as the supply. At the start for this Punggol's case study that we are looking at, in 2012, there is a surplus of blue color bar. Okay, this shows that the supply has went up. However, we take a look at the demand. It is still significantly lesser than what we have. Okay, so the demand is significantly lower than supply. Now, what happened to the price? Over here, you can see that because of the oversupply, the prices actually dip. Okay, now, when the supply has already so-called sold off and slowly the demand is about the same level, relatively same level, this is where you see the prices tend to be stagnant. And of course, it has a growth, but the growth is not much. Now, if you flip it around where we see over here, this portion, 2017 to 2019, the red bar is a lot.
Okay.
But there is no blue bar. So it means that no blue bar means
No new launches.
No new launches.
no supply.
No supply.
When there is no supply, what happened to the prices over here?
It shot up.
It shot up by about 41%.
But why shut up? No transaction.
So this is a very good question. No transaction. People say, hey, no transaction. How? Why the price still can go up? Now, in the next slide, I will actually share with you a little bit more what happened during this point of time. But the main thing I want you to understand from this video is that the supply and demand really control your prices. And if we see a low supply, high demand, prices go up. If it's inverse on the other way, your price either you stay stagnant or come down a little bit from there. After 2019 itself, when the supply starts to come back in and the demand is almost the same, the prices still stay relatively stagnant. So remember what I said earlier?
There's a slight dip in the first part when the supply came in.
Correct. So now, then following on, you see the demand comes in and we still have some supply. Prices eventually slowly start to move. Okay. So going back to what Mervin had mentioned earlier, when there is no volume, there's no supply, why is the prices still moving up? And the new launches afterwards, the price already started higher. To this, I can only share with you because sub-sale. Basically, what sub-sale means when a project that has not obtained CSE and they sell to another buyer, this is what we call sub-sale. Okay?
CSE means Certificate of Statutory Completion.
Yes.
It comes after usually about
usually
1
1
year
year.
after TOP.
That period of time when you saw it's empty, it's because the sub-sale it's moving. So you see in the same exact time frame when there is no new project supply left, buyers have no choice to actually head on towards either the sub-sale market or the resale market. But of course, sub-sale market usually more preferable because they are brand new.
Yep, still new home.
So basically, whether got new launch, whether got new sales or no new homes, right? People who have to move there will still have to move there, right?
Yes, correct.
Buy and sell still have to
people
go
who wants
on.
to upgrade
Correct.
for a different lifestyle, for a bigger unit of house, because a lot of them will be looking at buying Punggol BTO maybe when newly married, right? Few years later, 8 years later from purchase to MOP is like
Right.
what? Babies lah, 1 or 2. They need a bigger house. So you cannot stop people from upgrading.
Correct.
Even when there's new
And so if
launches.
there's no one,
So then it's being pushed into the sub-sale
Yes.
market. And the sub-sale market is what pushed the new launch price eventually up.
naturally, why? Because as the sub-sale price go up, will the developer price below than the sub-sale pricing, or will they at least price the same?
If I'm the developer, I won't.
I wouldn't go below the price.
Yeah,
for
exactly. So that's why when the new launch came back, they will use nearby resale prices as a benchmark.
Of course, this is just one of the case study where we see this happens in Punggol. We have another one, which is Jurong.
Rather similar.
As you can see over here, actually, whatever happened and whatever you explained earlier, when the blue bar is higher than the red bar, prices tend to dip. Okay, so now if I move forward a little bit towards the year of 2019, 2018 onwards to 2023, you see there is
No new
essentially
launches again.
no blue bar.
No blue bar equals no new houses in the market, and then again see how the prices went up.
Yeah.
Although the prices dip, but if the demand is same level or higher, it may not dip, it may stagnate just like our previous Punggol.
Yes, so
Yeah.
so the same thing in Punggol, when the demand and supply is about there, it sort of evens up, prices stagnate a little bit. Now, why we are trying to show you this? We are trying to show you this, it's to lead to understand that D23 houses
Don't move.
not moving, not selling.
Correct.
It's sort of like stuck. If you need to pause the video, go back to the Punggol case study and listen carefully again before you make any decision. Coming back to the perceived problem. In the last 3 years, what happens in D23 area? And in D23, we talk about places like Bukit Batok, Bukit Panjang, Choa Chu Kang area.
And
Okay?
Tengah also, right?
Yeah, okay, so the last 3 years, right, if you look at at the numbers there, the number of HDB MOP units is a total of 8,754, whereas the supply that's available in the same area in the same time from 2003, 2004, 2005, it's only 3,456. So as of there, you will see that actually 2.5 HDB household owners will be looking for that one private home.
And not 100% of them would definitely look at those projects
Correct.
that we mentioned, right?
Correct.
So that brings the number down even lower.
Imagine a 20%
Yeah.
of 2.5. So that would be a lot lower, which is why in the past 3 years, there is this perceived problem of D23 houses not moving.
When we relate back to the Punggol case study, this is where we see that, hey, the red bar is very little, but the blue bar is high.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Red bar is low, blue bar is high, and I remember the prices dip. I wouldn't want to sell my resale at a dip lah, huh?
For sure.
So I'll hold lah. And therefore, I think that's where the perceived problem comes in, that it's hard to sell. However, into the next 5 years, we have done our research of looking at MOP units available in the next 5 years. You see a total for HDB is 18,740, which is a lot bigger number than the supply that's coming up. The supply that's coming out is only about 2,419, right? Which is a ratio of 8 to 1. So now you have 8 households of HDB MOP upgraders looking to buy that one private unit. Is it easier to move now?
Definitely. Wow, we got the
It's
frequency,
like, you know, and even again, we do a haircut of only 20% are upgrading. What are we looking at now? We're definitely looking at a better number than 2.5 earlier.
So what you are saying is now in the next 4 to 5 years, the potential of a lot of HDB upgraders will be significantly higher
Yep.
for this District 23 area.
Yes.
So we can consider District 23. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and also bearing in mind Tengah. So the
Oh,
next
yes.
5 years, we added in Tengah because Tengah is a new township, and in Tengah, as of now, there isn't much of the new development, new launches for these upgraders to go to, right? And so if people in Tengah wants to upgrade, the next one, it's considering dairy farm.
Correct. And not to forget, actually, Tengah is not ending at 2030 MOP.
Yep.
Yeah,
Over 31, 32, 2022,
there will
33.
still be Tengah.
It will be like
upgraders.
total 30 to 40,000
Yep.
of MOP at Tengah area, which
Yeah.
is unrecorded in our data here right
Yep.
now.
Correct.
So we are seeing the ratio is going to skew even higher
Yes.
percentage, right? So I think this is 8 to 1 is a very, very healthy ratio.
Definitely.
Yeah, very healthy. I mean, given the 20%, there will still be more upgraders coming in to buy
Correct.
the TOP units if you're looking at investments. Or even if you're looking to buy and stay for a while, and then maybe after you've enjoyed your condo facilities for a few years, you're ready to sell, there will be the demand coming in.
Right.
I think for this portion itself, I think it explains very clearly why the land bid in this area is the government is releasing slowly.
In phases,
Yeah,
Yes,
right?
in
Like
phases.
Gina
Yeah,
mentioned.
for the past 3 years itself, if I go back to this slide itself, you can see that the demand it's not there lah. To be fair, it's really not there lah.
Yes.
Right.
So imagine past 3 years, one condo, 2.5 to one condo of TOP units, thereabouts. It cannot tahan.
Which means your unit only got
cannot hold.
2.5 viewers come and see you only.
That's it.
Yes.
In that
And then
sense,
of 2.5 viewers come and see.
Then
But
close shop
it-
already for 1
wait,
year.
but 2.5 is provided every one
Every
of these
one of
people
them.
upgrading.
Yeah, exactly. There's one thing that I think if you're first time viewing a property video, right, you wonder, why is it that we are choosing only HDB MOP people to compare to buy a private TOP supply? Like, why is there a connection like that? Why do they upgrade into this one? They could upgrade to HDB, right?
For sure, they can upgrade to HDB. We are also not discounting the fact that people who are currently staying in private houses will come in to buy. So if we look at past launches, right, there is a healthy range of HDB upgraders, which is about 50-ish percent, 60%.
Depending on estates.
Depending
Correct.
on estates, right?
Yeah.
And private owners coming in to buy as
Correct.
well. So what we are trying to do is just to show you, in Singapore, there's always this desire to upgrade.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
There's always desire to upgrade, to live better, right? And also as years go by, their salary is higher. People want a better property.
Correct. To keep their assets inside, right?
Yeah.
So if you ask me, it could be that sometimes people want to move near the area because they are very comfortable, and plus because they want to upgrade. So where else would they upgrade? Unless they upgrade to a bigger unit size in the HDB, or they move into the area that they're very familiar, which is all this TOP, MOP, new supply
Yes.
private properties.
So I think going back to the same exact question, what are your choices?
I got a feeling Gina will still go with the
Well,
right side.
Gina had a gut feel to choose the bespoke bear.
Our wise guru over here.
So I mean, even for myself, I would now, understanding the data itself, I would lean a lot more towards the bespoke bear. What about you, Mervin?
I feel if you have the budget and you really like the popular place, right? Sure, why not? Stick to your decision. You can still buy the
Yeah,
bear.
no stopping you buying
Correct.
CCR.
But if I'm looking for maybe a potential higher value in returns, potentially high returns, then really can follow Eric and Gina to buy the big smoke bear.
So it depends on what you choose, but of course, if you are confused, feel free to contact any of us. We will see how it goes about it. So now let's talk about the land bid of Narra Residences. So from this itself, we can see that this plot of land actually garnered 2 different bids and from reputable developers. You can see from the second bid is actually Simlian. So now a little bit more info. The site area is about 21,881 square meters. This result of the land bid, it shows us that even the reputable developers such as Simlian, they are really considering to get an area here. There must be a reason. Now we share a little bit who are the developers for Narra Residences that actually got the land. So this is actually by Apex Asia as well as Santali. So Santali, I believe a lot of people know of them because they have done multiple ECs and some other projects as well. But now the question is who?
Who is Apex Asia?
Who is Apex? Apex Asia, like a new company. Are they solid or not? That's the question. Now, my knowledge of this developer is that Apex Asia, the management, they used to be from Qingjian. Qingjian, one of the very famous projects they have done is actually Jadescape. They have over 20 years of experience in Singapore doing projects with Qingjian. Now, my understanding is they came out to have their own company, which is now called Apex Asia. This is the first major residential project for them, being after Artisan 8. So Artisan 8 is actually A&A, not a full revamp of the entire plot of land. It's a freehold boutique project. Okay, now this time round, Narra Residences.
But even with
Wow.
Artisan 8, I thought they were quite thoughtful in the way they do their A&A. I mean, I'm quite impressed given that there's not much they can do with a structure that's already there.
Yeah.
But I'm quite impressed with how they do the A&A with it. So I think with Apex Asia, when new in a sense to a market, you want to do well.
Definitely.
You want to impress.
The first impression counts, right?
Henceforth, everybody's going to look at this project that Apex Asia did in this development called Narra and sort of judge you.
Like a flagship project.
correct.
Yeah, it's like a flagship project, right? So people will judge Apex Asia based on Narra, really.
Moving forward, these are the past projects that Apex Asia has done. So the A&A project that we were referring to is actually Artisan 8 over here. Okay, and this Ecopolitan is not done by them, but they are managing the property as well. So they are a property management firm as well as a developer now. So for Santali, Altura EC, Tenet EC, Century and Newton. So of course, they have also very vast experiences in the property market itself. For the architects, we have P&T Consultant. I don't think this name is a stranger to those people that are familiar. Moving on towards project info, what we will be sharing is actually how the project is built and how many units are there.
All right, now we move on to the fact sheet of this project. Now, the lease of this project starts from 99 years, starts from 1st July 2025. And for the car park allocation for the 540 units, we have 546 lots.
This is rare.
Yes.
So, I mean, some project in Singapore, like West Side, I know of EC that 50% parking lot, some even 40% parking lot. And this time round, we have more than 1:1. I think this is something rare to come by in the market, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Now, among these 546 lots, made out of 5 handicap lots and 17 EV lots. And the TOP is estimated to be January of 2030. You can pause and take a look if you want to see more in this fact sheet.
Now let's come to the site plan. Narra is very interesting. The blocks are laid out in such a way that they are varying heights. Okay, so if you look at the bottommost, that has got 16 stories. Right, the middle one it's 13, and the topmost has 6 stories only. Why are they doing this? Like, why don't they just build 16,
Everything
16,
even.
16?
Yeah.
Makes sense, right? As a developer,
But not nice lah. I like this one.
Not nice, you
Layering
like?
very nice, you know.
but for developer, the money.
Definitely will be higher, but I think there must be a reason for it. Based on what we are seeing, just to orientate ourselves a little bit, at the top we have north, bottom is where the south is.
Yep.
For
And in
those viewers who don't know, the north is where we have the landed enclave, as well as a forest at this point of time that is enjoyable for viewers. I mean the owners around there.
So basically every
yeah,
block got
with the forest,
Yeah.
we don't know when it will be gone, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for now there is.
Yeah. For the foreseeable future, it's still there.
so which means every block got a chance to have a view.
Yes.
You just buy higher lah.
Yes.
Yes, in
So
that sense.
if you are at 60 and 62, if you go higher, you will actually get an unblocked view, just even within Narra. Don't even talk about.
Even
what's
though there's a block in
over.
front of you, but if you
Yes.
buy high enough, you still get a view.
Yes, correct. So then the middle block, it's 13 levels, 13 versus 6. So it's quite a good clearance, really.
Yep.
Yeah, and
I
I,
like-
really like this idea.
Like,
Right. I love unblocked views. Okay. So most of them are north-south facing, as Eric has mentioned, except for one stack. It's a very interesting stack. It is east facing. East sun lovers, that's the stack for you.
imagine, I can imagine Isan lover will go to the balcony, do yoga.
Oh,
Morning
wow.
sun.
Totally right. With the sun, right?
is true.
Like you wake up with the sun.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is the elevation chart as what Gina mentioned earlier. We have block of 6, block of 13,
13.
as well as the block of
16 stories.
Now, to take note, Narra Residences have from 1 bedroom all the way to 5 bedroom private lift. Later on, we will share a little bit more in terms of the floor plan for you to take a look, and then we will share our take on it.
Over here, you can see already for the 2-beders, we have 49%, which is close to half of the development. They are all 2-beders, and we believe small family size would like this kind of layout, and it's more for own stay. In fact, I think there are more and more young couples these days don't have big families, so this will be a very suitable option for them. More palatable for young couples, developer release starting price from 1.1 million. So, and also the 3-beders are 34%, with potential MOP upgraders, which the HDB MOP upgraders will buy in the future, right? Because 3-beders still 2 rooms ma. Some of them may want to have an additional, even if they have no kids, for their study, etc. So you see the potential of upgrading from HDB upgraders in the future. The 4 and 5-beders are low supply in D23, which is a 11.3%, and the 5-beders are at
4.8.
4.82%.
So this is just for Narra Residences itself. But I think the main thing, if you are talking about a 4 and 5 bedroom, definitely on stay. But the supply with it being low and you're looking for capital appreciation, I think this is something that you can look out for, especially the 5 bedroom where we have private lift, and the entire District 23 in the past few launches don't have.
Correct.
privately.
Actually, talking about the exit prices potential gain, sometimes you got to closely look at what is the entry price also.
Yep.
Yep.
Definitely very important.
Now, moving on next to the 1-bedder, we will have
3 units
3 units.
up for grabs.
I'm seeing a trend lately, you know.
So it is
Canberra.
all a matter of your queue number. If you want to stay alone,
Yeah.
or maybe just a couple, huh?
Or if you want to be the
You know?
unique one, lah.
And they are all ground floor,
Floor units. Okay, so
Okay.
for ground floor lovers, people who love 1-bedder, and it's under 1 million.
But actually, objectively think about it. If 2-bedder is 1.1 million, will you buy a 1 million 1-bedder?
No lah.
I will buy 2.
Depends on needs, Depends on needs. Also, what you
depends
can.
on needs and of course your financial wise.
That's right.
So that's
Right.
something you have to think about. Of course, if you're unsure, do let us, any of us know. Alright. So moving towards the 2-bedroom. Now the 2-bedroom is very interesting because in entire of Narra we have about 23 different layouts. Okay, 23. 2-bed, 1 bath. We are starting from 560 square feet. Let me show you what are the differences between the different layouts for you to understand the different needs if you are looking for that particular unit type. But of course, like what Mervin and Gina mentioned, the starting from price for the 2-bedroom is actually starting from 1.1 million. It's actually for this 560 square feet. Alright, so this is, I think, quite straightforward to be a 2-bed, 1 bath. Our smallest 2-bed, 2 bath is actually the 646 square feet. Now, interestingly, I think if we do a comparison in the recent market, recent property launches, we see that 2 bed, 2 bath, sometimes the smallest one, they are still giving you those kind of galley kitchen, open concept kitchen.
Which is like the 2 bed 1 bath kind of kitchen.
This kind, one whole stretch. But in Narra Residences, we realized after looking through all the layouts, 2 bed, 2 bath onwards for all the 2 bedrooms, enclosed kitchen. And this is something that is rare in the market.
Tuck away kitchen.
In that sense,
Yeah.
enclosable.
Enclosable.
Yeah, that's the word, enclosable kitchen. Do take note, now we are at this floor plan. All our floor plan in Narra Residences, it's a little bit like a Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Why do we say that it's a Pokemon? Because we look at the smaller size and then we
And then
slowly
it evolves.
It evolves. Some with study, some without study, but got home shelter or even got both of them.
Yeah.
Basically, same, different.
Correct.
Yeah, they sort of add on from the base.
Yeah. The starting from prices are already announced by the developers. It's starting from 1.284 million.
For 2 bed 2 bath.
2 bed, 2
Wow.
bath. Okay.
Very reasonable.
Coming on to the next, we have the 689 square feet as well as the other 689 square feet. What are the main difference? Of course, definitely the stack itself is different. Okay, but we already highlighted for you. So over here, we can see that for the first 689, the DB box as well as the storage, it is right beside your home shelter. 689 square feet, 2 bed, 2 bath. You
Have
a
home shelter.
Wow. You compare with the 646. 646 is more of a basic 2 bed, 2 bath. Then it evolves to a 689 with home shelter. Okay, so the other 689 also have a home shelter, but your DB box as well as your storage, it becomes
the
different.
kitchen
Yeah, it's
side.
at a kitchen side. Next few layouts, the 700 square feet. So this 700 square feet, to be fair, it is very, very interesting in my opinion. Okay, because we come in, we have a home shelter on the left, and for a 2 bed, 2 bath, to have windows in the toilet as well as the kitchen.
The coveted windows.
So nowadays, it is very rare for a 2 bed units to
Yeah.
actually have windows.
Yes.
When we come to
Very rare.
window, it is, from what we've seen, it is highly sought after.
Yep.
Okay.
But of course, I start to see the market also learning to accept that, no window also okay.
Yeah. So I
possible.
think we have to see at the end of the day if
But if you have windows, take lah.
Yeah. If by your turn got window take lah. If by your turn don't have window, also can consider take lah.
But the question is, depends on price. Because if this 700, because we know that it's being highly sought after, but the pricing is too far away from, like, let's just say the 689 square feet, despite being just
Yep.
11 square feet different.
Which is about 1 square meter.
Yeah. So in that sense, if 700 is so much more expensive, I might not go for 700. So it really
Yeah,
depends.
so I think when it's your turn, when your queue is there, it's a decision to make. Look at what is the, in a sense, the lowest quantum of the 700 square feet and the lowest quantum of the 689 square feet, right? And then you make a decision based on the level and the quantum.
Yeah.
Actually,
Right.
by the time you are in the queue, you should already prepare, finish. Like between these two different layouts, what is the difference you're willing to pay? What is the comparison of the layout and the PSF of the additional bomb shelter, without bomb shelter, additional window, without window? This calculation, you have to work it through first, because at the point of time, you may not have the time to choose. You need to decide already.
It's very highly stressed at that point in time.
High pressure
So actually,
environment.
even in Narra, right, like Eric was saying, because the layouts are sort of like Pokemon, it evolves slightly, as each layout comes by. So what is important is also for you to make decision already prior where you like your unit to be located at within Narra. And remember, just now we said that each row of blocks are at different heights.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't go for one block that has only 6 levels and expect to get a level 10, because there's no such thing in there, right? So all of this needs to be pre-planned. And then when it's your turn, that's when you know, okay, this is strike up, and this is the next available that I have left.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you do not know how to calculate the differences and what it's worth, you can always contact us.
Yep.
All right. So moving on to the last two layout that we have over here. So total 2 bedroom, we have about 8 different layouts. This is the last two. Now, the biggest that we have is actually the 721 square feet, which is with study. Okay. So this is like what we mentioned earlier, the evolvement of the floor plan. This is now we have a study on the left as well as a home shelter on the inside. Okay, this is only for the few stacks over here.
24 units only of both study and home shelter.
721, we have one that has either both home shelter and study, if not only the study.
Only study.
Then again, you have to really consider and see what's the queue number like. Do take note, of course, this 721 do not have window as per most launches out there. Moving forward, so these are actually our top choices for the 2-bedroom. Okay, 2-bedroom, we actually discussed quite a fair bit because there are 8 different layouts. We have to consider multiple factors like facing, the distance to other blocks, and etc. etc. and the usable functionality of the layout. Now, we actually chose 700 to be our first choice. But then again, like what we mentioned earlier, depends on the price as well. Okay, the second one will actually be the 721 with the study. The study itself, it comes in a lot of ways to use it. Either be your storage room, home office, or your own.
It can even be a helper's room.
Oh yes.
If you have a baby, and then you need a helper.
It's big enough to be a small bedroom, but do take note that you can't really put like a wardrobe inside lah. So we have seen the floor plan for the 2-bedroom within Narra. We want to make a comparison with the other projects itself in the vicinity and whether Narra Residences, the floor plan is something to consider. So over here, let's just take our favorite layout, which is the 700 square feet, right? Over on the left, we compare with Dairy Farm Residences, which is just right opposite us. They have the 710 and the 721 square feet as well. Do take note, when we do a side-by-side comparison, you will see the major difference. The difference over here is Dairy Farm, their kitchen is galley kitchen. Yeah, it's a galley kitchen. When we come to Narra Residences, we have an enclosable kitchen with window, okay? And also traditional kitchen, but it's much more functional. One of the reasons is because it's a harmonized project.
In Dairy Farm, it's actually an even smaller unit than 700.
Definitely, because we have to count the aircon latch for that. So for the viewers that don't know what is harmonized, basically harmonized project means that all the void areas such as your aircon latch, in any high ceiling, they are not part of your floor area. So for the previous older projects, they will have that. So you see aircon latch over here, but we have an aircon latch over on Narra Residences as well, but it's stated non-strata.
It's not eaten into your land space.
Basically, what you see, what you can use is what you will get for harmonized project. Okay, so another comparison is actually Narra Residences, same thing, 700 with Botany, 678 square feet. Very, very similar. However, you can see that there are no home shelter and window on the Botany side. So this is what I think in the resale market, this will really make you stand out. Especially,
it makes a difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, actually basically what you're doing the comparison, like why are we comparing nearby projects? If you were to buy this project when it TOP, your buyer will be doing a comparison, right? Layout will be very important. That decides their lifestyle, right? Because their lifestyle decides what they buy actually. But how they use the house and what they prefer, whether they have one a closable kitchen or galley kitchen or toilet with the windows, etc. These are very important to them. So we are actually doing the work now for you to compare to see what is the future of Narra.
So basically, Narra gives you a lot more options and choices. It sort of opens up your pool of potential buyers.
Yes.
And again, we are not selling Narra, but we are trying to show you how to analyze layouts here so that when you go in for a purchase, you will remember to think about nearby compatibles.
To refresh again, our top choices is actually the 700 square feet followed by the 721 square feet. But of course, if you need any advice, consultation, you let us know. We can analyze the floor plan for you and see what is something that might fit your need.
Right, moving on to 3-bedders, we'll be sharing the layouts over here. Now, 3-bedder compact versus flexi. Now, for compact, we have the 818 square feet. This is a very, very efficient, if you ask me, because very rare you get a 3-bedder 818 square feet, and you have windows in areas that matters. Right? Windows again. Okay, because why we say so? Because usually the 3-bedrooms, if they are smaller units, likely they are in the middle of the whole block itself.
Yes.
And therefore you do have access to the windows ma, because the window behind is actually corridor ma.
Correct.
So you won't have windows in the area. So this one, they are all tucked at the corner of the building itself, of the block itself. Therefore, you have windows. And we've highlighted the difference as well. One with flexi room, one without flexi room. Okay.
Again, Flexi has windows here,
Yes,
which
exactly.
is not available in a lot of other developments with Flexi.
There are quite a few flexi layout with flexi that actually don't have. Sometimes you might need the extra light coming into the house along the corridor, make the corridor brighter also.
Sometimes also depends on what you use the Flexi for. But with extra window in the Flexi, it gives you greater flexibility.
Right. It can be a flexible room, right? Then you have natural window. It can be where your kids study, do their homework, and with natural lighting come in, it's also a good thing. Okay, moving on to the next two layouts. We have the 872 square feet versus the 990 square feet. Both are premium layouts. As you could see, one is flexi and one is, instead of flexi, will be a home shelter.
One of the main difference between these two layouts, 872 and the 990, you do see that for the 990, we do have an additional WC within the kitchen itself. Okay, so the functionality a little bit different. Some people want to have the WC in the kitchen, some might not. It depends on what's your lifestyle.
Actually, personally, if I have a helper, right, I would want my helper to have her own dedicated bathroom, more convenient for her also.
So then your 990 will be much more suitable.
Right, and then for my guests, if they come, they can also just go to the WC to use. Plus, you see this Type C6P. It's actually having a natural north view already. Whereas you see the C2, you need to still use the other direction itself, the south view.
Which
right?
is facing Dairy Farm Residences. So I mean, from our understanding, the distance itself about 47, 48 meters away.
Okay, that's all right.
That's all right.
That's all right. That's a good distance.
Yeah.
Okay, now we move on to the premium stacks. Both are similar in size, slightly different in the foyer space, I would say so. So if you're someone who want to have your shoe cabinet inside the house, and because your shoes are very expensive, you can choose the right layout. Otherwise, like what Ari said just now, it's just like the evolution of the floor plan itself. Slowly getting bigger and bigger. Same, different.
Yes.
Alright, we'll scoot over to the next 1001 and 1012 square feet.
So the differences for this same thing is actually in the foyer area itself.
Yes. Alright, and also the natural facing.
The living room area basically. So one, we can see that this is actually 6.7 meters. This is about 6.03 meters. So in terms of the length, that is the slight difference that you see, hence the square feet as well.
Yep.
Correct. And I just want to highlight also, right, the natural facing of these two different unit types. You don't have too much effort to go and figure out, for the right side, because naturally it's facing the landed enclaves.
Yep.
Now, if you want to have the landed enclave view as well, the C3P, you have to buy higher levels, above 13 to get a safer clearance.
I think these are just the minor differences, but of course it depends on lifestyle and like which facing are you looking at, and the availability based on your ballot number.
Yep.
Correct.
Moving on.
Okay, moving on to the next two comparison. We have C5P and C8P. The sizes are similar, entirely similar, but the layout is very different. I would say that the living room, where you enter from the left side, you have a full view all the way to the balcony. To some people, it gives that kind of grandeur, that kind of, wow, this house is very big, that kind of feeling.
I think for these two, the main differences I can point out, of course, the layout is one of them, right? And the facing. For the right side that you see, the 1023, it is
East facing.
correct. It's the only one that is the east facing unit in the whole development. So this is something to look out for. But more or less, in terms of the usability and the functionality of the layout, same.
Correct. Okay, now moving on to 3-bedroom with study, 1152 square feet for each of them, and we have the Type C10S, which is 1173 square feet, slightly bigger only, right? And only one stack with 6 units. Now, the main differences for this one is the foyer size, and the remaining is quite similar with a window in the study, just like the Flexi as well.
I think the very big difference for these two layouts that we see, comparing with all the other 3-bedroom. Yes, it is the biggest 3-bedroom.
It's
but
the location of the study.
yes, the location of the study. We have this study area over here that is just right beside the walk-in wardrobe that is connected to the master bedroom.
Yes.
What's so special about this, right? You have to take note that the walls over here can be had. Should you want to have a very, very huge walk-in wardrobe, you are able to do so. Basically, we hacked it. We put the storage over here, the wardrobe over here, and then you come in over on this side.
Correct.
You can do a big L shape and then with an island.
So this is the flexibility that you will be getting if you are considering the 1152 or the 1173 square feet.
Exactly.
The other potential is actually to make it into a
Fourth
fourth
room.
bedroom.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
You make it into a fourth bedroom. I mean, so there's flexibility, right? You can make it into a bigger walk-in wardrobe. You can decide you want a bigger study, or you can make it into a fourth bedroom.
Fourth bedroom.
Yeah. Which, if you look at the 4 bedrooms later, it doesn't allow that flexibility. So we will talk about it in the 4 bedroom later.
All right.
All right, so now we're doing the competitive analysis as well to your nearby neighbors. We use 872 square feet versus a Dairy Farm Residence 915 square feet, which is non-harmonized. So after harmonized, we are saying that it's probably around the same space as well. Okay, so generally the Dairy Farm 3-bedroom compact has either dual balcony or one of its common bedroom has no view. So some people can sacrifice no view, that's fine. But if you feel that you do not really need the balcony in a bedroom, then you can actually have a bigger living space. Then Narra might be slightly better in that sense.
So I think the main difference also, of course, the size. But do take note, Dairy Farm Residences, even though it on paper seems slightly a little bit bigger by 915 square feet, right? But it is
It's
a
a
non-harmonized
non-harmonized.
project.
Correct.
Okay, so that is something to take note of. Of course, like Mervin mentioned, the balcony itself, I think it's quite rare to see that. But eventually, you have to do your comparison as well and analysis on it.
Right. And also for the Dairy Farm, you start to see the AC latch also, where sometimes the aircon, it will cover half of the view already.
Yep.
Yes, and then it might tends to be slightly noisier in that sense with the compressor on the outside.
Correct.
So that's something that we see in terms of the differences. Okay, Narra Residences really just functional.
Okay, now we also do another comparison between the 872 square feet and also Botany at Dairy Farm 883 square feet. And after harmonization, deduction is even smaller. If you look at Narra Residences, the foyer is combined the space together with the entrance of the kitchen. Whereas this one is just a dedicated foyer. Another special feature about Narra Residences, if you notice, there is a flexi room, potentially bigger than Dairy Farm after harmonization. Whereas Botany don't have that flexi room. So if you want, you need to somehow find space to carve out in Botany. Okay, so now we'll move on to our top choice. Cheng Cheng. Okay, we will be choosing the Type C5P 1023 square feet and also C3P. Taking into consideration of efficiency, whether if the living space is a good balance, and then we have the tuck-in kitchen and enclosed kitchen, and we also have windows in the toilet.
The biggest reason why these two are actually our top pick is because the sizes is very, very similar to what we can see from the 4 and 5 bedroom HDB over there. So with that itself, upgraders are very, very likely to accept this kind of layout.
Correct.
And all the functionality, whatever you want, is all inside this layout. But of course, we understand that there are some buyers out there that financially slightly a little bit tighter. We also have an option for you.
Yep, the more compact ones.
Okay, so the next top choice that we have, it is the 872 square feet. Now, why the 872 square feet? So remember when we talk about that flexi room, that window, this is the layout whereby I think is the sweet spot.
Yes.
Whereby you really have that additional flexi room to do whatever, and you have windows in the necessary area, which is rare to come by in today's market.
Again, for HDB upgraders, they're used to it already.
Yes.
Right? We're used to having toilets, windows in toilets in the kitchen, and a storeroom, right? So the flexi room can become a storeroom. It can become your helper's room. It can become your children's study room.
Yeah.
Whatever works. Okay, so I think also at 1023, right, there are certain stacks. If you get high enough level, you will get unblocked view. Right. So 1023s are there. So depending on which row you want to get it at, you need to remember, if you want an unblocked view, you need to get the higher levels.
Now, moving on, this is actually the 4-bedroom layout for Narra Residences. They actually have the smallest at 1152. So of course, for the 4-bedder itself, we have different stacks, different facing. But what I want to bring to your attention is actually the functionality of it, because comparing it with the 3-bedroom, For the 4-bedroom, we do have an additional dry kitchen with an island, okay? Followed by everything necessity that you have, such as the home shelter, maybe for the helper to stay in, and we have an additional WC. What you want, it is all there, okay? Now, for this particular layout, it's 2 bedrooms on the other side, followed by 1 common bedroom, and then the master itself. Overall functionality of this layout, to me, I think it's great, okay?
I like that it's compact, squarish. All the space is well used.
I think the main consideration, after we share with you the next layout, which is the 1378. Now you see this 1378 is significantly bigger by about 200 square feet from the previous layout, right? But the main difference is that we have a junior master that is on the right side. Okay, so there are some projects out there with similar layout where you have the junior master and the bath on the right, followed by the rest of the bedrooms on the left. This is something that likely will attract a lot of like the 3 generations family kind of buyers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, in HDB's term, it's 3G, 3G
yeah,
flat.
3G, yeah. So do take note, this particular layout is only available in the premium stack, which is the point block, if I may call it that way, because one floor there's only 4 units, 2 4-bedroom, 2 5-bedroom. Okay. Main thing to consider when you're looking at the 4-bedroom, I think the analysis we have been emphasizing on this, why the 4 and 5-bedroom since the start, it's because the supply in this area
It's low.
is very low. Okay, so from the previous project that the developer has been experienced in, which is Jadescape, that the bigger bedroom over there with the supply being so low, the profit, the capital appreciation over there is something to look out for lah. Okay.
So if you go and look at Jadescape's transaction, I think one of the units actually had a profit of 2 mil.
4.
But I think that was a 5. I'm suspecting that's a 5. Yeah. But in general, the 4 and 5, because it's a bigger floor plate,
Hard to come by.
it's hard to come by, right? So then your capital appreciation when you sell it gives you a better ability to call at your price.
Yeah.
Correct. If you remember just now, the 3-bedder with study is 1152 square feet. And we talk about that the study can also be combined with the walk-in wardrobe space to become a room. If you do a side-by-side comparison later, you realize that it's actually the same size with a 4-bedroom compact, and the layout is very, very similar. If you compare these two together. Right? So it's actually the same. Therefore, I can see the 3-bedroom plus study 1152 is going to be a very popular.
That's my preferred.
Especially if there's a discount in price, right? Difference in prices. Then it's almost, I feel, a no-brainer to consider.
Because you look at this now, it doesn't give you the flexibility. A 4-bed is a 4-bed is a 4-bed, full stop. It doesn't give you the flexibility of, okay, let's make this into a bigger walk-in wardrobe.
Exactly. So this is what we're talking about.
Okay, so moving forward, then we have the 5-bedroom. Same thing, we have 2 layout. Main thing to focus is really on the supply itself in this area. If you don't know how to really look out for the supply, you can feel free to contact any of us.
Correct.
Okay, now 1658, we have private lift. Let me share with you, on the left we have the private lift, as well as on the right we have the service lift, the back door, right, back entrance. Now, this is something that a lot of big bedroom buyers look out for. They want a private lift as well as their secondary
Service.
entrance, right, to be separated, and this is what Narra Residences give you. Okay, and with the low supply of private lift in this area, this is something to look out for. Okay, so we have a very, very wide living and dining space with 5.1 meters wide, long, wide. Yes.
It's sort of like, I always call it a landscape view or portrait view. I always love it to be landscape view.
Because the vision,
the visual is just wider. It just feels bigger to you.
Yeah. So of course, for this, then we have the kitchen on the inside where the back door is, as well as the different bedrooms over here with a junior master. Okay. Now, the main difference between these 2 layouts, this is actually the 1679. Now, similarly, they have the same attributes of the private lift and the back door to be different. So over here and over on this side. Now, the kitchen, it's on both sides as compared to what we've seen on the previous layout. So there are some people that I spoke to, they say they prefer this layout over the other one because the kitchen the way it looks, the way it feels, but it depends on your personal preference. We also have that same 5.1 wide living kitchen, that landscape kitchen that you see. So this is the official indicative prices by the developer. One bedroom, as mentioned earlier, under 1 million. Okay, 1930 per square feet. Okay, so the 2 bedroom, 2 bed, 1 bath is actually starting from 1.17 million, which is considering with other projects out there, even the resale market, I think.
Why
Very
does
hard
it
to
feel
find.
like EC price?
Well, 1,009 per square feet. EC already 1,008, 1,009 actually. So
yeah. I mean,
that's
it
something
does
to
feel like
consider
EC
lah.
price, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 bed, 2 bath, 1.284, 3 bedroom, okay, 1.6 million, okay? And then following, of course, the bigger 1023 square feet, we are starting from 2 over million, and 4 to 5 bedroom over on this side. Now, the main question a lot of people ask me is, why can the developer price the 2 bedrooms competitive? Okay, I think it's because they price the premium all over at the 4 and 5 bedroom. If they increase just by $100 per square feet over on the 4 to 5, here can increase significant amount already.
Yes.
Actually, you think about it, right? People who needs a 4-room, 5-room will still buy a 4-room, 5-room one.
It is a
Yes.
need.
Correct.
It's a need basis.
if they were to be upgrading for a 4-room, 5-room, I guess the strategy over here is to make it affordable as well for the 1 to 2 and the 3 betas.
And mainly, I mean, if you look at developer, right, when the developer launch on launch day, they will want a high percentage of purchases done,
Yes.
right, to make it look good, right?
And-
And it's sort of like if they have a low percentage sales, it doesn't look good on them. And
These days, developer first day result and second day result is very important
Yes.
because a lot of buyers are looking, hey, got above 65% or not? Got then we talk, right? You don't have idea, I'm not so sure already.
because somehow buyers
Yeah.
are still at, remember the bear one, a lot of buyers are still on the left
Left
side.
The
side.
but yeah.
Yeah, the branded limited edition one. They want to see that people are grabbing, people are rushing in, right? So in general, people still have this mindset, and that causes the developers will want to do very well on the first and the second day.
Correct.
Yeah, initial launch.
So I think one of the main reason why we can see this is because 49% of the project itself is basically in this 2
2-bed.
area. So the 2 bedroom itself, then we can see this kind of pricing.
Correct.
Okay.
So if you see that the pricing, now we need to have a few things to look out for, right? If the pricing is correct, and if you can foresee that in the next 4 years to 2030, and from there onwards, more and more MOP is coming into the market to 2033, 2034, where the demand is very high. What we're saying is that this likely could be the case of the bespoke bear that is currently not very popular, but there is a potential.
And for people buying in for 2-bed over here, I also want you to do a little bit of your homework, because bear in mind 2 bedrooms have got 2 bedrooms, right? And then for upgraders, you will need to be looking at upgraders who probably are now staying in a HDB 3-room flat. A HDB 3-room flat has got 2 bedrooms. They are the ones who's likely to be, okay, same, it's fine. 2 bedrooms,
Yeah.
it is fine. I just want to upgrade my lifestyle, right? However, a HDB 4-bed, 5-bed owners is unlikely to now go from 3 physical bedrooms to 2 physical bedrooms, okay? So if you're buying in for a 2-bed, if it's for own stay, that's perfect. Go ahead, and your price range is in that numbers. It's the perfect buy, right? If you're looking at investment, think a little bit more. Go do some research of the BTOs with the 3-bedroom BTOs. If there is a huge numbers, you can do it. If not, then think about it. Maybe if you can up it to a 3-bed, do it instead.
Yeah. So now we have come to the end of our Narra Residences project analysis series. So if you'd like to find out more, or even just do some analysis for you, feel free to reach out to any one of us. And
I'm Gina.
I'm Eric.
I'm Mervin, and together we are Jam.
All right, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.